WKAR presents Quizbusters. Production of Quizbusters is made possible in part by Consumers Energy, building Michigan's future by supporting excellence in education. Consumers Energy, count on us. By the Michigan Education Association and its 160,000 members, advocating for a world-class public education that ensures a bright future for Michigan students and economy. Online at mea.org. And by viewers like you. Now, here's the host of Quizbusters, Matt Ottinger.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Dan. Thanks, and welcome to Quizbusters. I am sometimes compelled to let you know at home that our first-round matchups are drawn at random, because it's unlikely that we would have chosen two private schools to face off against each other in the first round, but that's the random draw that we have. So we have the Cougars of Lansing Catholic against the Royals of Jackson Christian. Gentlemen, thank you for coming, and good luck to you as we play our game. Let's get right to it. We start with the Quick 10. We'll meet you all at halftime. We start with the Quick 10. 10 toss-up questions to put the first points on the board. Good luck to everybody. The Quick 10 begins with question 1. What unit of measure is approximately 2/5 of an inch? Jackson Christian Chris. Centimeter is right. Question 2. Name the biblical figure who was thrown into a lion's den. Jackson Christian Zach.
Daniel.
Daniel in the lion's den is right. Question 3. What is the first element on the periodic table of Jackson Christian Kennedy?
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen is number 1 on the periodic table. Question 4. In English, what 3 adjectives make up the Olympic motto? Jackson Christian Zach.
Faster, stronger, higher.
Those are the 3. The order is typically higher, faster, stronger. Didn't ask you for the order. Well done. Question 5. What do we call the fear of being shut in, or Jackson Christian Chris?
Claustrophobia.
Claustrophobia is the right answer. Question 6. In what New York City is the National Baseball Hall of Fame located? Lansing Catholic Philip.
Buffalo?
Not Buffalo. No, I'm sorry. Jackson Christian. Anybody? Chris?
Albany?
It's Cooperstown. Cooperstown, New York is only famous for being the Baseball Hall of Fame location. Question 7, and perhaps not that famous. Question 7. Which Scottish engineer invented the modern steam engine? Jackson Christian Kennedy.
What?
What? Yeah, I'm sorry, that's right. Yes, that's exactly right. We do that every year, I'm sorry. Question 8. What newspaper of record claims to publish all the news that's fit to Lansing Catholic Joe?
The New York Times.
New York Times. Wait for me to call on you, Joe. You're absolutely right. Want to hear that right answer. Question 9. What 4-word phrase is the official motto of the United States? Jackson Christian Kennedy.
In God we trust.
In God we trust is the 4-word phrase. Question 10. What president's likeness is on the currently minted 50-cent pieces? Jackson Christian Kennedy.
John F. Kennedy.
Kennedy, that's right. We did that again, didn't we? You're absolutely right. That's good for 10. Kennedy, what? Kennedy. It's very confusing. 8 out of 10 for Jackson Christian, 1 for Lansing Catholic, and the Cooperstown thing went unanswered. Okay, main toss-up questions now lead to a bonus for one of our teams, so everybody, hands on buzzers for this. In the 1950s, Ornette Coleman played a plastic Grafton version of this instrument. It has B-flat tenor and E-flat alto varieties and has a single reed. Lansing Catholic Philip.
Saxophone?
Saxophone's the right answer. Philip, you got the first general toss-up, and that means Lansing Catholic can score with some bonuses. Joe, confer with your teammates now. Come up with your best answer for these. Name these people who died during the French Revolution. First, in October 1793, what Austrian-born wife of King Louis XVI went to the guillotine?
Marie Antoinette.
That's right. What man shot himself during the Thermidorian reaction but succeeded only in breaking his own jaw? He was guillotined the next day. Answer?
Robespierre.
That's the one. Robespierre is right for 20. What revolutionary leader was stabbed in his bathtub by Charlotte Corday? Answer?
Moran.
Jean-Paul Marat. You're absolutely right. Very good job. 20 points on that bonus. Little bit on the pronunciation, but we're lenient on this game. You're just fine. So full 50 points for Lansing Catholic. We got a new toss-up for everybody, players. The Euclid-Euler theorem states that the even examples of these numbers correspond to Mersenne primes. It is unknown if there are any odd examples, and the first two of these numbers are 6 and 28. For 10, Jackson Christian Kennedy.
Perfect
They
numbers.
are perfect numbers. Absolutely right. Kennedy, you've got the bonus for Jackson Christian. Chris, first time in the bonus for you. You know you give me the answers. In 1960, Jane Goodall began studying this species. First, name this great ape species that, along with the bonobo, is the closest relative to human beings.
Gorillas.
Not gorillas. No, the chimpanzees are the ones that she studied. No points on that one. You'll stay at 90. New toss-up, players. Right back to it. New toss-up. This document was written by the, quote, loyal subjects of our dread sovereign Lord King James, unquote, and was signed, Lansing Catholic Joe.
The Declaration of Independence.
No, I'm sorry, that's wrong. Jackson Christian, do not confer. I'll continue for you. The quote was, loyal subjects of our dread sovereign Lord King James, unquote, and was signed near what is now Provincetown by 41 men, including Kennedy.
The Mayflower Compact.
The Mayflower Compact. John Carver, William Bradford, John Alden, and Miles Standish. Jackson Christian, bonus to you. Name these animated characters from Pixar films. Going cartoon on you here. What title character is a trash compactor robot who helps Eve restore Earth?
Wally.
Of course. What yodeling red-headed cowgirl is voiced by Joan Cusack and befriends Buzz and Woody in Toy Story 2?
Jessie.
Jessie is right. What little Italian forklift assists Luigi and serves on Lightning McQueen's pit crew in the Cars movie?
Guido.
Guido is right. You had to think about that third one, but you got all three of those for a sweep. Well done. Get those pop culture references going every once in a while on this game. All right, first pop quiz time for our players. Going to work with a pretty common set of letters, so let's be careful. Lots of possibilities. B-A-N will begin all correct responses. The letters B-A-N. Outside's working in. Philip, Lansing Catholic. Zach, Jackson Christian. Here we go. Any group of musicians. Zach.
A band.
A band, B-A-N-D. That's right. Next. A feast or an official Zach?
Banquet.
Banquet is right. Celebratory dinner with speeches. And finally, the rising ground bordering a lake or river. Zach?
Bank.
Bank, the bank of the river. That's right. Three quick ones for Zach there. Joseph from Lansing Catholic now. Stephen from Jackson Christian. An all-out desperate attack named for a Japanese style of aerial combat during World War II. Bonsai, B-A-N-Z-A-I. Next, a port city in Maine. Bangor, Maine is the port city. Final question. The Asian Republic, which was once known as Joseph. No, I'm sorry, that's the wrong answer. Sorry about that, Joseph. Stefan, the Asian Republic, which was once known as East Pakistan.
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh is the one. That's right. Good job, Joe. You played the letters, and that's a smart way to do this. Just didn't work out that time. Joe from Lansing Catholic and Chris from Jackson Christian. In Irish mythology, a spirit. Joe.
Banshee.
A banshee whose wails foretell death in a house. Next. A rabbit-sized marsupial of Australia and New Guinea, the best known of which is the fictional video game character Crash. Joe.
Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot is right. Very well done. Finally, the former model and occasional actress who created and hosts the long-running reality show. Joe?
Tyra Banks.
Tyra Banks, America's Next Top Model. Nicely done, Joe, on all of those. Jackson now from Lansing Catholic. Kennedy from Jackson Christian. A large decorative handkerchief. Kennedy.
Bandana.
Bandana is right. Next. A family of African languages spoken by 50 million people. Or, Kennedy?
Bantu.
Bantu is right. B-A-N-T-U, any one of the native people who speak the languages. And finally, a plant cultivated widely in tropical and subtropical areas, characterized by its familiar shaped yellow fruit. Kennedy?
Banana.
Banana is the right answer. Kennedy got those three right back. And well played by everybody in that. Some sweeps and a lot of good fun there. All right, Jackson Christian with the lead. We play on. Main toss-up, back to the bonuses for a correct one here, players. Here we go. Gomel, G-O-M-E-L, on the Soz River, S-O-Z-H, is this nation's second most populous city, while its city of Brest lies on the Bug River opposite Poland. It lies north of Ukraine, and its name corresponds to the term White Russian. For Jackson Christian Kennedy.
Belarus.
Belarus is White Russian. That's exactly right. Kennedy got it off the key. Jackson Christian, answer these questions about galaxies. First, Earth and the solar system are part of what galaxy?
The Milky Way galaxy.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right. For 10, the Milky Way is an example of which of the three broad classes of galaxy shown in the Hubble tuning fork diagram?
The spiral galaxy?
Spiral is right. What subclass of spirals features a thick, straight line of stars, dust, and gas that extends through the central bulge?
Barred spiral?
Barred spirals is exactly right. Barred, either one of those. Well done. Full set of compliment points there for Jackson Christian, expanding their lead. New toss-up players. In this book, Caderousse is a jealous, hard-drinking Jackson Christian Kennedy.
The Count of Monte Cristo.
Nicely done on very little information. That's exactly right. I love seeing that happen when our players can pick it up off the very first clue. Jackson Christian, back to you. Name these Portuguese colonies. Between 1808 and 1821, the Portuguese royal court moved to what South American country, later ruled by Pedro I?
Brazil. It's got to be Brazil. Brazil?
Brazil is right. This region on the South China Sea was established as a trading base. Returned to China in 1999, it will have a high degree of autonomy until 2049.
Macau?
Macau or Macau, that's fine. And finally, this African country earned independence in 1975 after Eduardo Montalon's guerrilla campaign. Civil war plagued Samora Machel's subsequent presidency.
Somalia?
Not Somalia. Mozambique is the African country with the Portuguese roots. 20 points. A rare misstep on that last one for you, but you're still up to 290 points in one half of play. A lot of points on the board, most of it to Jackson Christian. Guys, over here, you can get right back in this with a couple more toss-ups here as we play the second half in a couple of minutes. Right now, though, it is time to take a brief break in the action. We want to find out what these students do besides coming over here and playing our game every once in a while. We will start over here with the Cougars of Lansing Catholic. Put Philip in the hot seat. And Philip, you tell us about yourself, please.
Philip Harrison. I play violin and trombone, and I run cross country. I'm a sophomore at Lansing Catholic, and I also run track.
All right, terrific. Cross country and track, of course, in different seasons of the year. Your teammates now. Joseph, welcome.
I'm Joseph Crowley. I go to Lansing Catholic High School. I'm a freshman, and I enjoy playing piano, organ, and playing tennis, as well as Quiz Bowl.
All right, we're glad to have you doing that last part right now, Joseph. Thanks very much. Captain's Joe.
I'm Joe Strauss. I'm a junior at Lansing Catholic. I'm a member of NHS, and I throw shot put and discus for the track team.
Terrific, Joe. Thank you for playing. And finally, Jackson.
I'm Justin Kennedy, a senior at Lansing Catholic, and I like to play the piano.
Okay, terrific, Jackson. Thank you for being with us as well. Alternate for Lansing Catholic is Stephanie Brown, and their advisor is Kathy Ryan. Yes, we applaud for them. And now let's meet the Royals from Jackson Christian, starting with Zach.
My name's Zach Schneider. I play baseball, and that's about it. And my favorite Quiz Bowl member is Stephen Bell.
Oh, very nice, Zach. Well, let's meet Stephen.
Hi, my name is Stephen Bell. I'm a senior at Jackson Christian High School. I'm involved in NHS. I play trumpet and band, and my favorite Quiz Bowl member would be Chris Cito.
All right, well, now let's meet Chris Cito.
Hi, my name is Chris Cito. I'm a senior. I'm also in band. I run track and cross country in different seasons of the year. I enjoy making things out of duct tape. And my favorite Quiz Bowl member is, of course, Kennedy Wilson.
Of course it is. Now let's meet Kennedy.
My name is Kennedy Wilson. I'm a junior. Obviously, I go to Jackson Christian. I'm also in drama. And my favorite Quiz Bowl member is Chris Cito.
Oh, that's very... You can't see. Zach's awfully disappointed right now. Alternates for Jackson Christian are Matt Dubensky and Katie Knowlton. The advisor for the Royals is Joanne Knowlton. All right, let's play the second half of our game, players. Lots more fun to be had. We've got a pop quiz halfway through. We'll end with the lightning rounds. Video bonus up for grabs. First team that answers a toss-up question will get a question from one of our MSU experts. To get that there, we have to ask the question. So let's start with this, players. In July 2011, this man was seeking cancer treatment in Cuba as his country celebrated the bicentennial of its independence. In 2009, Jackson Christian Kennedy.
Hugo Chavez.
Hugo Chavez is exactly right, the president of Venezuela. Nicely done, Kennedy. Video bonus for the Royals. Question 1 on the monitor right here in front of me. Answer that one correctly. I'll have more in the category. My favorite visitor, Bob Hoffman, is here from the Wharton Center. He's got question 1 for you.
First performed more than 50 years ago, West Side Story, November 2011 at Wharton Center, is a classic in its own right. It was originally written as an adaptation of what classic play by William Shakespeare?
Romeo and Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet story, that's right. Kiss Me Kate, a Broadway musical with songs by Cole Porter, is loosely based on what Shakespeare play?
The Taming of the Shrew.
The Taming of the Shrew?
The Taming of the Shrew is right. With Dr. Morbius and his daughter Alteria being analogous to Prospero and his daughter Miranda, the 1956 science fiction film Forbidden Planet is said to have parallels to what Shakespeare drama?
The Tempest.
The Tempest?
The Tempest is right. 20 points on that one. You know your Shakespeare. Another sweep for the Royals, up to 340. We have a new toss-up. Everybody's back in. One character on this show recorded Sandcastles in the Sand and is played by Lansing Catholic Philip.
How I Met Your Mother?
That's exactly right. You did the same thing, Philip. It doesn't matter how you know it. It's important that you know. Philip got that off one piece of information. I had a lot more to read about that sitcom. Lansing Catholic, you've got the bonus category. Name these cities in Morocco. First, this most populous Moroccan city is the namesake of a Humphrey Bogart, Ingrid Bergman film.
Casablanca.
Casablanca's right. This capital city has a name that translates as fortified place.
Marrakesh?
No, Marrakesh was going to be the answer to the third question, but the capital is Rabat. Rabat's the capital of Morocco. Tough break there because you knew the harder question, as it turns out. All right, right back to a new toss-up, players. Verses 9, 10, and 11 of this poem start by telling the time, quote, by the village clock, unquote, after the narrator, Jackson Christian Kennedy.
The Ride of Paul Revere.
The ride of the Paul Revere's ride, the midnight ride of Paul Revere. You got the essence of the answer. That's what we look for in this game. Jackson Christian, category to you. It's a Shakespeare thing. He kills his wife Desdemona after being fooled into thinking she has committed adultery. First, name this Shakespearean title character, the Moor of Venice.
Othello?
Othello is right. This villain tricks Othello into believing Desdemona is unfaithful and kills his henchman Rodrigo to keep him silent.
Iago?
Iago is right. Othello is convinced of his wife's adultery when he discovers one of these objects belonging to his wife in Cassio's home.
Handkerchief.
Handkerchief.
Handkerchief is right. 20 more points. Another sweep of the category. Well done. Second pop quiz, players one-on-one action. Answering 3 questions again, a single opponent, R-E-S. Once again, a fairly common letter set. R-E-S is the set we'll use. We'll start with Philip from Lansing Catholic and Zach from Jackson Christian. An artificial lake where water is collected, and Zach's first.
Reservoir.
Reservoir is the right answer. Next, a natural organic substance formed in plant secretions. Philip?
Rosin.
You're fine. Resin is perfectly fine. The RES makes it resin, of course. Final question. A systematic or scientific investigation in order to locate facts. Zach?
Research.
Research is the word that I wanted. Just as simple as that. Joseph now, Lansing Catholic, and Stephen, Jackson Christian. A payment to a television performer or creator for each rerun of a program or commercial after an initial showing. Stephen?
Residual.
Residual is the term. Very good on a hard one. Next. Capable of resuming its original state or position after being subjected to stress. Stephen?
Resilient.
Resilient is the word. Nicely done. And finally, to say something in return or otherwise. Joseph?
Respond.
Respond is the RES. Well done, Joseph. That's right. Joe now, Lansing Catholic. Chris, Jackson Christian, our captains. Any place to which people go regularly for vacation or pleasure. Joe.
Resort.
A resort is right. Next. The payment of money or an equivalent to make amends for an injury. You'll know it when you hear it. You make restitution. Finally, to deliver someone from danger, harm. Chris.
Rescue.
To rescue is right. 10 points there. End with Jackson from Lansing Catholic and Kennedy from Jackson Christian. A summary of one's professional experiences and Kennedy?
Resume.
Resume presented to a potential employer. Next. To make advance arrangements to set aside a property or product for future use. Kennedy.
Reserve.
To reserve. That's right. And finally, a place where meals are served for Kennedy. Restaurant is right. Quick on that buzzer. That's 3 more for Kennedy and for the Royals. All right, next time we hear the fanfare, we're going to the lightning round. Right now, a few more toss-ups and a few more bonuses, a few more chances to shine. Players, here we go. In 2011, scientists found genetic evidence that some of this island's settlers did come from the east. Lansing Catholic, Philip.
Roanoke?
Not Roanoke. No, I'm sorry. That's Stefan?
Hispaniola?
No, you buzzed in early and you could have heard it all. I was going to talk about Thor Heyerdahl and Rapa Nui and all of that. Easter Island would have been the answer. Let's go to a new toss-up. A system of particles with this property may be described by a series of multipole movements. The force between 2 point objects with this property is given by Coulomb's law, and its movement is known as current. For 10, Jackson Christian, Kennedy.
Electricity.
Need a more specific term, please.
Static electricity?
No, I'm sorry. I can't give you that, Kennedy. I'm going to move on to Lansing Catholic to finish it. Movement is known as current. For 10 points, name this property, which is negative for an electron. Joe?
Electromagnetism?
No, and Kennedy knows where I wanted to go now. Charge is what I was looking for. An electric charge. That's the property. New toss-up players. In one poem by this man, a bellman, a bonnet maker, and others hunt a creature that turns out to be Jackson Christian, Kennedy.
Lewis Carroll.
Lewis Carroll wrote The Hunting of the Snark. Jackson Christian, right back to the bonuses for you. In 1968, American soldiers under Lieutenant William Calley massacred hundreds of civilians in a village. First, those troops were fighting in what present-day Asian nation?
Vietnam.
Vietnam is right. That massacre took place during what surge by communist forces? It was named after the Vietnamese New Year celebration then taking place. I need your answer.
Gong Hei Fat Choi.
No, I'm sorry. It's called the Tet Offensive. The Tet Offensive is how it's known. No, 10 points on that one. You're up to 490, almost to 500. New toss-up players. Everybody's back in. This man wrote a 4-volume biography of the Duke of Marlborough, his distant ancestor. He gave a speech calling for blood, toil, tears, and sweat when he replaced Neville Chamberlain. For Jackson Christian, Kennedy.
Winston Churchill.
Winston Churchill replaced Neville Chamberlain as British Prime Minister in 1940. Jackson Christian. Give these acronyms and initialisms related to the computer. Either the letters or the full name is acceptable. I'll take letters or the words. AMD and Intel manufacture what units that carry out instructions in computer programs? I need your
Processors?
answer. I need a fuller answer, please.
Core processing unit?
Well, you said you said core processing unit. I'm not going to be able to take central processing unit. Is what I'm looking for the acronyms initials. And CPU is what we're looking for. And you said core instead of central. I wouldn't worry about it too much. 500 points is your total here as we go to our last 60 seconds of toss-up questions. Nothing but lightning round. In the lightning round, nothing but toss-up questions, of course. 10 points when the players are right. We subtract 10 points when the players are wrong. We've got 60 seconds left on the lightning round clock. Here we go, players. The lightning round begins now. The mathematical symbol that looks like a sideways figure 8 represents what? Kennedy?
Infinity.
Right. Businessman Roy Kroc is best remembered as the leader of what fast food empire? Stephen?
McDonald's.
Right. In what specific form of racing does a driver ride a sulky? Joseph?
Drag racing.
Wrong. Helter Skelter was a book and movie about what convicted murderer? Kennedy.
Charles Manson.
Right. Cheerios and Wheaties are both products by what cereal? Philip.
General Mills.
Right. What do we call the temperature at which all molecular motion? Chris.
Absolute zero.
Right. What element with atomic number 4 has the symbol B? Kennedy.
Beryllium.
Right. Who wrote the series of books that included Little House in the Big Woods? Stephen.
Laura Ingalls Scott.
Wrong. The D-Day invasion took place on June 6th of what year? Joe?
1943.
Wrong. Who became, clear that next question, who became a rear admiral soon after claiming to reach the North Pole in 1909? Philip? No, I'm sorry. He went the other way. He went to the South Pole. 10 points down. Jackson Christian, the most impressive performance out of you today. Actually, Amundsen did some work in the North Pole, but it was Admiral Peary that was the first in 1909. The D-Day invasion 1 year off, Joe, 1944. Laura Ingalls Wilder is her name. She wrote the Little House books. And harness racing. The sulky is the thing that the driver rides in behind the horse. Very old-fashioned work there. Lansing Catholic, this was a game where experience played a huge role. As you know, these guys have done this before with us, and you're kind of new to our game. Keep working at it. You're going to do a whole lot better, but you had a really bad draw in the first round. That's all that happened to you this time. Thanks for coming down. Jackson Christian, of course, are defending White Division champions. All 4 of you were back from last year. 540 is an awesome score. We'll see you back here in the second round. Going back to Green Division action, Portland and Alma. Thank you for watching. I'm Matt Ottinger. Enjoy.
Production of Quizbusters is made possible in part by Consumers Energy, building Michigan's future by supporting excellence in education. Consumers Energy, count on us. By the Michigan Education Association and its 160,000 members, advocating for a world-class public education that ensures a bright future for Michigan students and economy. Online at mea.org. And by viewers like you. Book Scholarship Awards are provided by SBS, the student bookstore, located at 421 East Grand River Avenue in East Lansing. Become a Quizbusters fan at facebook.com. For more information about Quizbusters or any of WKAR's locally produced series or specials, visit our website, wkar.org.